disturbing story tonight out of eastern Kentucky. A Jackson County couple is accused of trying to sell their newborn twins. New tonight, WKYT's Jeremy Tom spoke with a chief deputy and an organization that looks to prevent these types of crimes.
Chief Deputy Zackary with the Jackson County Sheriff's Office says he just learned of human trafficking allegations in their community on Monday.
Fortunately, this is the first time I've had to charge this, and it wouldn't bother me if I didn't have to charge it ever again.
High on a hill in the Sand Gap community, down a winding Lodge Hall road, is where Bryant interviewed Zackary Davis and Jacquilyn Keith. Bryant says the couple was trying to sell their twins, who were less than 1 year old, for $5,000.
Well, Jackson County is very small. I think population's around 13,000. Pretty much everybody knows everybody, and it is a sad situation.
Dr. Teresa Hayden with the PATH Coalition of Kentucky says cases like this one are known as familial trafficking. She says as difficult as it can be to report on a loved one, that is often the most crucial step that you can take.
It's a hidden crime, and it is going on right in front of our eyes. To have a family member to go and report this it's extraordinary.
Davis and Keith's arrest citations show their sister-in-law went to the authorities. The couple claims they wouldn't actually have gone through with it. Dr. Hayden won't excuse their actions, but her organization tries to look at the reasons people might do this in the hopes of preventing it in the future.
Life circumstances are tough. To have two infants at the same time, it can be overwhelming. Instead of discharge, we recognize this couple is not ready to be parents. Then what can we do to help prevent that before we send them out our door?
In Jackson County, Jeremy Thomas, WKYT.